Today I'm on the Sunshine Coast in British Columbia, Canada, and behind me is the Franklin from Click Modular. What we're looking at here is a 27-foot wide by 43-foot long 1,161 square foot prefab home that has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Now, if you've been on the Click Modular website, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, wait a minute. Isn't the Franklin a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom? And yes, that is correct. However, this customer made changes. They made it into a 2-bedroom, basically took that 3rd bedroom and deleted it. And I'll tell you right up front, it turned out awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick tour around the outside, then we'll duck inside. I'll talk about some of the changes made, some of the options selected, and we'll look around this custom Franklin from Click Modular. Let's do it. Here we go, folks. Let's check out the Franklin. So the first thing I noticed right off the hop with this one was the look. It's got a West Coast contemporary look, and that's brought to us by a couple key features here. Number one, they've got the roof that slopes from the back to the front. You can see we've got overhangs all the way around, and they've got the cedar soffits right there that looks awesome. Most of the rest of the siding is a standing seam metal, which again looks great. And then they've got the black trim going all the way around the top of the roof, again, which looks awesome. Now, before I go up there, you'll notice that this home isn't level entry. It's raised up. There's a set of stairs at the back, and that is because they wanted to take advantage of the ocean view that is across the street. Kind of a cool thing about Click is they've got a sister company that can handle any site work. So this foundation was built by their sister company, and that just kind of takes out any chance of a miscommunication between the time the home is going to be built and the time the foundation's ready. If you've got one company handling the entire thing, it's going to be a little more seamless, if you will. Kind of nice. So up here, first look into the kitchen through this sliding glass door here. Another one over here into the living room. They've got 4 LED pot lights in this section of the overhang, which at night is likely going to look awesome. Unfortunately for me, I'm only seeing this during the day. They've got exterior lights on either side of the sliding glass door. And I'm going to head down this way. We'll get a good look at the standing seam metal siding, which has been quite popular lately, especially in BC because wildfire risk. We didn't have much this summer, but the last few summers, that has not been the case. Here's something cool, and I don't think this comes directly from the factory. Maybe it is something that Click offers. I will have to look into that, but they've got this beefy metal covered section right above the side door. The rain has stopped, but if it were still raining, I could stand under here, fiddle with the keys, and kind of take my time without having to worry about getting drenched before I go inside. So here we go, folks. As I mentioned, or I don't know if I mentioned, this is a custom Franklin model. So typically you wouldn't be entering in this section of the home, but because of the changes this customer made, it's exactly where we're entering, and this is the first thing you see when you come in. So we've got a huge living room. Like, these are 2 3-seater couches. They've got room for 2 more chairs there, and this is the reason they raised the home up, was to get that ocean view right there. And I can see why they did it. It is spectacular. Okay, so before I talk about the changes made, let's talk about the kitchen. There are 2 options for kitchens in the Franklin model. Obviously, this one that we're looking at here, and the other one would see the kitchen wrapping around. You'd have a window over the sink right there, and this island would then be eliminated. So depending on what your property looks like, where your views are, is going to change which one works best for your property. This one definitely works well for here. A couple things to notice in the kitchen right off the bat. You've got the blue island, which is a huge statement that I am quite enjoying, and you've got it up against the gray cabinets. We've got the double door stainless there. This appears to be what I like to call kind of a pantry cabinet here, but we're not going to open it, and here's why. There is someone living in this home. They were nice enough to let me come through, And in return, I am not going to go rooting through their things and putting it on the internet. I think that's only fair. So we know what the inside of cabinets look like. We know what the inside of drawers look like. We'll just have to use our imagination. So let's try. There's a good spot for cutlery. No, just kidding. No, but probably it is. So we've got a bank of drawers here. You've got the smallest on the top and then 2 pots and pans down below. Lots of storage throughout this kitchen. Stove there, back to the fridge. You've got storage above the pantry cabinet. And here's something I noticed. I'm 6'2", so look at the height on these cabinets. I'm going to show you how high I can reach. And I can barely get to the top if I'm on my tippy toes. So that just tells you exactly how much space they've got in here. And that's because of the 10-foot ceilings. I was going to talk about the island, but let's go up. As I mentioned, we've got 10-foot ceilings on the front of this home. So inside of the island, another bank of drawers, or 2 of them there. That's kind of a bigger one that probably pulls out. Maybe it's garbage. You've got the storage under the sink, dishwasher, sink right in the middle. As I loop around, we've got the overhang, perfect spot for 4 bar stools. And of course, they've got the nice light fixture right up above. Coming around this way, we'll go back to the living room. So tons of space in here. You could arrange furniture really however you wanted to. They've kind of got it set up in here for hanging out with friends, let's say. This is a perfect spot to have a conversation, talk about the view, talk about any birds you might see or hear next to the ocean. And okay, as I mentioned, this is a 3-bedroom plan that has 2 bedrooms. So picture, if you will, a wall coming out there and going that way. That's where the 3rd bedroom sits. They've deleted it, and the result is this huge space when you walk in that I quite enjoy. It just really opens this plan up. It feels huge. This does not feel like 1,161 square feet. Here's the first look at the main bath. Another change that was made here. So typically, the stacking washer dryer would be by the back door, which I will get to in a second. They've moved it into the main bathroom. Now, I'm going to open this door because I already know this is where the hot water heater is. There's a look at that. And coming in, they've upgraded the shower to this tile right here, which is awesome. Got a window up above, and there's the toilet, a must-have for any bathroom. There's the vanity, drawers under the sink, or cabinet under the sink, and a couple of drawers off to the side. Tons of counter space. Let's keep it moving. Right by the front door, I missed this. This is a coat closet, so as you do, you could hang a coat in the closet when you come in. Main bedroom, almost directly across from the side entrance, appears to be a king bed. And this is like a hotel quality bed making right here, isn't that? Wow, look at these corners. Unbelievable. So lots of room on either side of the bed for night tables. There's 2 closets on this side, one there, one behind the door, which I will close. There you go. There's another look at that. And as I come around this way, there is another closet right over here beside the ensuite. So heading into the ensuite, again, we've got a similar vanity that's found in the main bathroom, mirror up above, and this one has the tub shower instead of the tile shower that we saw in the other one. A little more storage under the bed, for those wondering. I'm looking at these doors, and these are not standard doors. They appear to be wider, and I'm not sure if that was an option or something standard from Click, but I'm going to have to look into that. I'm guessing it was an option to do wider doors into the bedrooms here. So bedroom number 2. Window on the side. You've got the bed right in the middle. I'm guessing this is maybe a twin or a double, and enough room on either side for the night tables. We've got the closet here. And then I'm going to head back and show you where you would typically have the washer dryer. So you've got the door at the back. This is where you would have the stacking washer dryer typically in a standard Franklin plan, but as we've seen, this is no standard Franklin plan, not even close. So they're kind of just using this for storage right now, which is as good a use as any as far as I'm concerned. Heading back this way, we got to take one last look at this living space and kitchen, because 10-foot ceilings, you've got 27 feet across, and this entire home just feels so much bigger than 1,161 square feet. So let's talk about the price. There you have it, folks, the Franklin from Click Modular. Now, as far as pricing goes, I didn't ask the customer exactly how much they paid for this home for two different reasons. Number one, that's tacky. Number two, I didn't actually get a chance to meet them. So we're going directly off the Click Modular website. If you go there, you will see that the Franklin has a starting price of $352,999, and that's in Canadian. So definitely a good place to start. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.